depression rates here in the U.S. are at record high.
The highest levels of stress, anger, and worry in a decade.
What could possibly go wrong? And it already stresses me out, even though it hasn't even happened yet.
29% adults likelihood of being diagnosed with depression. That's 1 in 3 of us.
Americans are among the most stressed people in the world.
Nearly 1 out of every 3 American adults reported having symptoms of anxiety or depression this summer.
There's something bad about to happen to me.
You know, there's a question that I think most of us never really stop and ask too often, right? I think in life, as we get older and as we get busy, you know, things come up. You get careers and you get a life, you know, you get married and have kids and have all these just obligations that start compounding on top of you. And I think we really never stop and check in with ourselves and ask, am I happy?
I wanted love, I needed love, most of all, most of all. Someone said true love was dead, and I'm bound to fall for you. Oh, what can I do? Yeah.
Look, I get it. This is a hard question to answer. Even I have a hard time answering it, and I feel like I'm pretty self-aware. I'm pretty aware of my emotions and how I feel throughout the day. It's hard because there's so many different markers to base happiness off of. There's so many different pillars that I think people aren't aware of, or even if they are, they don't do everything that they can to fill those cups up. Depression, stress, anxiety. I'm sure all you guys can agree you've talked to someone before that's dealing with that kind of stuff. It's not easy. It sucks. And that's exactly why I'm making this video. Like I said before, there's so many people that get caught in this rat race of like, you just get older, you have more obligations, you start living more for other people rather than yourself, and you stop doing things that make you happy, that you're passionate about, that you absolutely love, and it drives me crazy. And that's exactly why I think this series is so important. Now, this entire project is rooted in personal development, which means we're trying to get better in every single aspect of our life. Now, I'm not gonna get super technical, but there are 9 essential needs that we all have as humans in order to have a fulfilled life, right? Now, for the sake of this video not being an hour long, I'm only gonna talk about 3 of the more important ones that I feel really relate to this project. And the first one is gonna be unpredictability. Now, this is the need for surprise, variety, a change in what you do to prevent boredom. And a positive example of this would be learning a new skill. And this is so important in a core root of this entire project. I'm gonna be challenging myself on a consistent basis to new skills, to new things, to change myself in a positive way. And I think it'd be so cool if you guys go along on that journey with me, not only for myself, but I think you guys should challenge yourself to do it along with me as well. Now, the next need is gonna be contribution. And the way that you feel this need is by, hang on. The way that you fulfill this need is by sharing value with other people, right? It's by living for a purpose that's bigger than yourself. So think like charity, think like small acts of kindness and giving back and volunteering. And this is something that I've always wanted to do. Something that has meant a lot to me, and a goal of mine has always been to go to a different country to people that are in need and help build homes. And that's exactly something that's on this list of things to do for this project. Now, I know what it's like to grow up struggling, right? For money, I lived on food stamps and housing and all those things, right? And although I had a great childhood regardless of those things, I still want to pay it forward as much as I can. So I'm really excited for that one. And that just, it's one that hits home for me. Now, the final need that's going to be fulfilled is growth. Now, growth is actually classified under a spiritual need, and spiritual needs, when you fulfill them, are supposed to have the biggest impact on your life. Now, growth is essentially how you progress as a person, and there's a couple of different ways you can do that, whether it's acquiring knowledge, right? Whether it's growing and progressing towards a certain goal that you have, or developing relationships and making those better. There's so many different aspects of it, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, and checking that off the list. If you're not progressing towards your goals, you're gonna feel stuck. And that's why this one is so important to me, because I felt stuck for such a long time in my life. And it can be something as simple as reading a book or as complex as running a marathon. And those are some things that I have on this list. And that's exactly what this project is about. It's about doing things that you've always wanted to. And maybe you're scared. And that's okay, because I'm fucking terrified. And maybe you've been putting it off for a long time, saying you'll get to it eventually. I've done that for a long time too. I'm so tired of being scared. I'm so tired of waiting around and living for other people. And that's why I'm so passionate about this project and so excited about it, because it's gonna get me out of my comfort zone. It's gonna push my boundaries, and maybe I'll find a new passion along the way. So 12 days from today, I signed up for my first stand-up comedy show. And I'm so nervous, but yeah, we're already getting started. I'm throwing myself into the fire, and this is the first episode for it. Welcome to the Happiness Project.